I'm doing a sound activation to support everyone tuning in today to open up your throat, to open up your voice, your creative expression, this energy center that radiates out into the arms and the hands, to our ability to create, to manifest into physical form, to write, to create music, to create art, and then of course the throat, to sing, to be able to speak. This is something that has been really a really important piece of my life, my entire life. I realized kind of recently that in the last 13 years of practice in supporting people energetically, that the vast majority of people who came to me were looking to open up their throats. And throughout my own journey of opening up my throat and my singing voice and allowing that expression to come through, it's like I've attracted, like people who are on that journey with me. So I want to share some of that journey with you today, and I want to support you in opening up your creative expression. We're coming into unique times, right, where it used to not feel safe to share, and that's shifting. And so part of this is just acknowledging that everyone has their own creative, unique expression, and that there's like a fundamental human need to be heard and seen with that expression. Like, I know what it's like to create on my own and to have that in my own private space, as far as singing and creating art, having this internal process of what that feels like. And for me, it's been this constant mutation of shifting through my own inner landscape, through art and expression, but actually getting that out to people, being able to share that, being able to share what I've learned. This is kind of the new chapter of what I'm opening up, because I have learned a lot and I can use my voice. Me 10 years ago or 20 years ago, I could barely make a little peep when it came to talking to others in groups, especially. Like, I would clam up, I would turn beet red, my teeth would chatter. I would just lose all of my thoughts and I would totally dissociate. So I'm going to be sharing that more of my own personal story in depth through Substack. So if you want to join my Substack, it's free to join. I have my whole story written out there and some tips to help you open up your creative expression and your throat energy because of what I've learned along my journey. So I also want to acknowledge that the connection between the throat and the root center, the connection between the feeling and need to be safe to express, to create that space of safety for yourself in your connection to the land. For me, the land and nature has been my safe space my entire life. It's been the place where I've gone to flee and to reset and realign my nervous system, to clear my thoughts, and to really tune back in to, like, what is me? What is me? And what, all these other ideas, thought patterns, the collective. As an empath, I've picked up on everything. And in this process, I've had to learn how to discern and come into my own voice. And so that's what I'm hoping, that this sound that comes through, and it's not just me, it's also the nature. I've recruited the birds this morning, the crows were cawing, and the winds are kind of picking up. So I'm like the member of an orchestra. And the sound that comes through with the intention to support is part of a greater frequency band. So that's kind of how I relate to my voice. It's my sacred space, my vessel through which breath comes through, is my connection to the all that is. And yet it's part of something much bigger at the same time. So it's like, it's me and it's everything, and they coexist. And I'm called to be a part of something in community and in communion with a greater harmonic expression here on the planet. And we're at a pretty pivotal time of transitioning into something new. And I know many of you know that and can feel that. And these last 4 months have been a major dredging of all of these old patterns and beliefs, and family things are coming up for people, and endings and new beginnings. And so with that, I want to support each and every one of you in opening up your creative expression as you're moving into your new path, and really honoring the space that we are all different and that we can coexist in that space of appreciating and supporting each other's differences together in peace. So, if you're tuning into this and you're in a car, I would recommend just hitting pause and waiting until you have a nice quiet place to really feel what's happening in your physical body. You might notice sensations come up. You might notice emotions come up, and that's okay. I've had the experience of when you're opening up your throat, it's typical to have coughing, or the need to tone or express or even scream, whatever needs to come out. Those words are really important to be heard and witnessed by you and expressed out loud. So as you're tuning into this, allow yourself to really feel, and also being gentle. If it's just a layer, if it's just a piece that wants to come through, or a piece of information or insight that's oh, maybe I was holding back because it didn't feel safe at one time, but now it is. Or maybe something can be released because it's not relevant anymore. So with that, just take a couple deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And allow yourself to really feel your sits bones, feeling the bottoms of your feet and that connection to the earth, to your earth star. It's an energy center about 6 to 12 inches below the feet. And if you want to even imagine growing roots deep down into the earth, this vessel that can release any frequencies, emotions, traumas, beliefs down deep into the earth to compost and replenish, and then drawing up nutrients and support from the earth. And I want to invite you to create a safe space for yourself, like your own creative container. If you want to imagine yourself inside of a bubble, that toroidal field, knowing that this is your space that's safe to express whatever wants to come up, to be witnessed, to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be appreciated.
Hau ue I indarara oku urue tia sakata tererere ure terendere kereta utukuru terende tia ta.
I'm going to take the sonic slider, 12 times the Schumann resonance, and just weaving in this frequency of the heartbeat of the earth to support you in creating this container. And if it's helpful to hum, just making kind of sounds. You can sing, you can hum. And just see if you can feel that frequency or that vibration going down your spine, kind of directing the sound into your spine, especially into your sacrum, into your tailbone, and that connection to the earth. You can hear the sound coming in already. And notice any sensations coming up for you, any feelings in your throat or in your high heart area, that area about your thymus level, around the collarbone. Noticing what's coming up for you, if there's any tension on the sides, on the front or the back side of your throat, or maybe even into the jaw, to the masseter muscle. Could go up into the ears as well. When we open up the throat, it also opens up the hearing and the senses going up in different ways, depending on the person. And allow yourself to just keep humming and see if any tones want to come through as I'm bringing through the sound. And as the birds here helping me out. Focusing on that high heart area and that front of the throat. Kind of the area of the thyroid as well. Some of you may be having some intense emotions coming up. Just breathe into it. I see you. Notice what happens when you release. You're pulling in new frequencies now. Some of you are starting to remember seeing that inner child, that glow of inner light, those spaces of joy, of pure, exuberant creation, that inspiration. Take a breath.
Anata tea tere tende tea toa uawa mo poe tendanarana. And we're going to complete by lining up your central channel from above and below. As you integrate this experience, blessings, insight, inspiration, community, communion with all, with the earth, with yourself, with your soul, with your spirit. And remember, you can always come back to that hum as your own nourishment, as you integrate. Really feeling that into your sits bones, the hum. And if you can, actually getting your seat or your feet on the earth. Beautiful. Beautiful. Great job. That was fun. My invitation to you right now is to give yourself time to integrate. If you want to continue your toning and your humming, if you want to do some stream of consciousness writing, that can be helpful. If you would like to tune into my Substack, where I'm going to be sharing my longer story of what helped me as I was opening up my voice. Love to share more insights with you, and I plan on sharing more video insights with you as we move along the coming months. And yeah, and if you are interested at all in working with me privately to help you kind of peel those layers of resistance off or of inhibition and really helping you step into that next version of yourself, I'm available and excited to support. So have a beautiful day and enjoy the spring.